Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter-Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
We go back 70 years to May 8th, 1952, an episode of Father Knows Best starring Robert Young, the episode entitled Kathy's Twin Sister. We didn't even know that Kathy had a twin sister. Well, you'll figure out what's going on in a moment, especially if you're listening to last week's show. But we thank you for tuning in on this Sunday. This is the 8th day of May, 128th day of the year. We have 237 days remaining until we get to 2023. Pharmacist Dr. John Stuyth Pemberton invented a carbonated beverage on this date in 1886. You've heard of it probably, Coca-Cola. Paramount Pictures formed on this date in 1914, and in 1945, German forces agreed to an unconditional surrender.
This is a solemn but a glorious hour. I only wish that Franklin D. Roosevelt had lived to witness this day. General Eisenhower informs me that the forces of Germany have surrendered to the United Nations. The flags of freedom fly all over Europe. For this victory, we join in offering our thanks to the Providence which has guided and sustained us through the dark days of adversity.
President Harry Truman on this date. Now, in addition to that message, English Prime Minister Winston Churchill thanked the Allies as well.
Our gratitude to all our splendid allies goes forth from all our hearts in this island and throughout the British Empire.
The end of World War II on this date in 1945. The Hard Hat Riot occurred on this date in 1970 in the Wall Street area of New York City. Blue-collar construction workers clashed with anti-war demonstrators protesting the Vietnam War. It was on this date 2 years later, 1972, President Nixon announced his order to place mines in major North Vietnamese ports in order to stem the flow of weapons and other goods to that nation. And 1973, a 71-day standoff between federal authorities and the American Indian Movement members occupying the Pine Ridge Reservation at Wounded Knee, South Dakota, ended with the surrender of the militants. In 1984, the Soviet Union announced it would boycott the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles.
We're paying the price for 1980, and again, the ones that are hurt are the athletes.
The president of the Los Angeles Olympic Organizing Committee, who would go on to be the commissioner of Major League Baseball from 1984 to 1989, Peter Ueberroth. Julie Andrews, star of the Broadway musical Victor Victoria, announced on this date in 1996 she was withdrawing her name from consideration for the Tony Awards for Best Actress in a Musical.
I have searched my conscience and my heart, and I find that, sadly, I cannot accept this nomination, and I prefer instead to stand with the egregiously overlooked
Andrews made the announcement in a minute-long speech at the curtain call of the May 8th matinee, saying she considered the nomination a snub for the rest of the show. The incident stimulated ticket sales for the musical, and Andrews declined to perform at the Tony Awards show, which suffered that year from a lack of star power. And in 2006, President George W. Bush briefed reporters on the just-signed Darfur peace agreement, which would bring violence to an end in the Sudan.
I've called this massive violence an act of genocide because no other word captures the extent of this tragedy.
The agreement led to militia disarmament in the violence-laden areas. Passing away on this date in history, Laverne Andrews of the Andrews Sisters, science fiction writer Robert A. Heinlein, George Peppard, Watergate figure Bebe Rebozo, actor Dirk Bogarde, Different Strokes, Dana Plato, who died at a very, very young age. Let's see, she was born in 1964, passed away on this date in 1999. So, yeah, less than 35 years old. That's sad. Eddie Arnold, Make the World Go Away. And the president of the Screen Actors Guild from 1979 to 1981, actor, you knew him best from the Patty Duke Show, William Shallert, and did a lot of commercials, too. William Shallert passing away on this date in history. This is the birth date of President Harry S. Truman. Also, Bishop Fulton J. Sheen, voice actor Arthur Q. Bryan, did so much great work, lots and lots of voice work. You probably knew him best, our listeners here, from the great Gildersleeve, but he also was the original voice of Emma Fudd. Also, Don Rickles, born on this date. God, I would love to have somebody with that kind of sharp wit and don't give a crap attitude, because he was great. Don Rickles, born on this date. Sonny Liston, Peter Benchley, singer Ricky Nelson, and John Fred of John Fred and the Playboy Band. Lucy in Disguise with Glasses. Toni Tennille, you remember her, the singer from The Captain and Tennille? She's 82 years old today, although love didn't really keep them together, you know. Gary Glitter, the musician turned bad guy, 78 years old today. Pianist Keith Jarrett, great pianist, 77 years old. Earth, Wind, and Fire's Philip Bailey, talking about the easy lover. Philip Bailey, 71 today. From Little House on the Prairie, Melissa Gilbert, 58. Enrico Iglesias is 47. From Arrow and Heels, I guess is the new show he's got now. And part-time pro wrestler Stephen Amell is 41. And Tommaso Ciampa, who is now just Ciampa, because the WWE doesn't let people keep real names anymore. Anyway, Tommaso Ciampa is 37. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 8th day of May as their birthday. If this is your birthday,
hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say happy birthday to you.
And from 70 years ago, May 8, 1952, Robert Young, Father Knows Best, on this Sunday, Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.
Hi, this is Kyle Horvath with the White Pine County Tourism and Recreation Board. If you want to get away from the big cities and get back to nature this summer, give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net. There's so much to do and see I can't mention it in 30 seconds, but check out our website and you'll see what Nevada is really all about. elinevada.net or follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
So last week we had on an episode, last Sunday in fact, of Father Knows Best, where Kathy decided she was going to be Sam. Well, now she's finding out that she likes being Sam, but Kathy's a little inconvenient sometimes, and you'll find out why in this episode of Father Knows Best from 70 years ago, May 8th, 1952.
Now listen to Father Knows Best, transcribed starring Robert Young as Father. to Springfield and another half-hour visit with the folks in the White Frame House on Maple Street. Sit back and enjoy life with the Andersons, Kathy, Bud, Betty, Margaret, and Jim, as the head of this typical American household again sets out to prove that father knows best. The White Frame House on Maple Street underwent a fairly unique change in personnel last week when its youngest member, Kathy Anderson, threw off the shackles of girldom and became, as far as she was concerned, a boy. All efforts to reconvert her have failed, and now the family is beginning to accept her as Sam, as is evidenced by this Saturday morning phone call, like this.
I'll get it. Hello? Who? Oh, just a minute. Hey, Sam, it's for you. Hold it, Betty, I'm coming. Hello? Oh, hi, Mike. Okay, Mike. Be right over, Mike. Bye. Who's this Mike? Does he go to your school? Heck no. He goes to the military academy. Really? Sure, I'm going to go there, too. You? You can't go there. Why not? Mike gave him my name and address, and they're going to send me an application. Doesn't Mike know you're a girl? I'm not a girl anymore. And don't you ever tell Mike I am one. Where's Mommy? Last time I saw her, she was in the kitchen. Hey, Mommy, I'm going over to Mike's house.
You can't go anywhere looking like that. Wait a minute. Have you been cutting your hair again?
No, honest, I haven't, honest.
I swear it looks shorter every time I see you.
Where's my baseball glove? Oh, I see it.
Now, Kathy, you...
Mom, could you make me some lemonade?
Bud, you're supposed to be out mowing the lawn.
Well, I was, but I got worried about a blister.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If a blister breaks and you get dirt in it, do you get infected?
Well, you certainly could. Let's see where it broke.
Oh, it didn't break.
Oh. Well, let's see the blister.
Well, I haven't got a blister yet.
Well, for goodness sake, what's all the fuss about then?
Well, I just thought I'd better quit while I still had my health.
Oh, Bud.
One time Claude Messner had a blister.
I don't want to hear about it.
In Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Now, Bud.
Mailman, letter for the president of the PTA. Where are you, President?
In the kitchen, scrubbing the floor.
You should get the vice president to do that. Bud, what are you doing in here? Is this the way you mow the lawn?
Well, I was just telling Mom about the time Claude Messner had a blister on his foot.
I'm sorry I missed that. I'll bet it was fascinating.
Well, what happened...
I don't want to hear it. Get out there and put a few blisters on that lawnmower. Hurry now.
I'm going.
Where's my letter?
Oh, here it is. Oh, look at this.
What is it?
A postcard for Sam Anderson.
Oh, dear.
From the Ajax Power Tool Company. She's certainly going in whole hog for this boy business. Well, for goodness sakes. Margaret, did you know about this?
About what?
This letter. It's from the Springfield Military Academy. Did Bud mention anything about this to you?
Jim, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's an application from them. It says our son, Master Anderson, requested it. Now, why would Bud want to go to a military school without consulting us?
It is strange.
You suppose something has gone wrong at school?
He certainly hasn't mentioned it if it has.
Maybe he feels we push him too hard, expect too much work out of him.
Oh, heavens, the little bit of work he does around here.
I better go out and have a talk with him. Get to the bottom of this thing.
Well, it's certainly not like Bud at all.
Bud!
I'm going to start mowing right now, Dad.
Never mind that now. If you feel it's too hard or anything like that, just let it go.
Would you repeat that?
I said let it go. The grass will keep. Let's sit down here, Bud, and have a little talk. We haven't had a good man-to-man chat for quite a while. Well, come on, sit down.
I'll mow the lawn.
No, I don't want you to. Sit down. Now, listen, Bud. The only way I can help you is for you to tell me just what the trouble is.
The trouble?
Just what is this gnawing you feel inside of you?
Gnawing?
Yes. What's causing it?
I guess I'm just hungry.
Bud. I mean, well, look, it's no good keeping these things penned up inside of you. Get things out in the open. Makes them much simpler. Now, this inner turmoil of yours, what's bringing it on?
Well, the only time I notice it is right after I eat dill pickles.
Oh, me. Look, Bud.
I don't like them anyway.
Jim!
Don't bother us now, Margaret.
But I have some important evidence to throw into this case, Your Honor. If you'd bothered to read the rest of this letter, you'd have found out it has nothing to do with Bud.
What letter?
It deals with our other son, Sam.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, it's an application blank from the Springfield Military Academy. Evidently, Kathy is trying to enroll there.
Kathy is?
Well, I'll be switched. Bud, where are you going?
Over to Joe Phillips. You said I didn't have to mow the lawn.
Just forget what I said and get on that lawn. And get on it fast.
Holy cow.
Hurry.
I'm doing it.
Take it around and do the front lawn. That needs it worse than this.
Okay. Why don't they make up their minds? Drive a guy crazy. Well, look at you. Boy, some people sure have it soft.
What are you grumbling about, Grumpy?
Sit on the porch and swing while your brother's working his head to the bone.
Hey, Bud, look. Who's that soldier coming down the street?
Huh? Where? Oh, he's not a soldier. He goes to the military academy.
Gee, he's good looking. And so tall.
That's where Kathy wants to go.
I don't blame her. I'd like to go there myself.
Want me to go out and tackle him?
Bud, stop it. And don't act like we're staring at him.
Well, hello there, Betty.
Well, hello.
You live here?
Yes, I live here.
Well, I live near here now.
Oh, you live near here?
Yes.
Well.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
Yes.
Boy, that was sure a red-hot conversation.
I thought he looked familiar.
Who is he?
Glenn Rogers, that's it, Glenn Rogers. I met him at the club dance last week. Sure, I remember. Oh, I've got to tell Mother.
I'll bet she can hardly wait to hear that.
Mother!
Your mother's out in the kitchen. I wish you wouldn't come busting into the house screaming like a banshee.
Doggone, doggone, doggone.
Well, what's the matter with you, Sam?
Daddy, I got problems.
Haven't we all? Which reminds me, I've got a little matter I want to take up with you.
You know what, Daddy? Mike is going
Now, wait a minute. Whoa. Who's Mike?
Oh, he's this new kid I've been playing with. Goes to the military academy.
Oh, go on.
Well, they're having a party there tonight. The annual spring frolic.
Yes?
And Mike is going to it. And he has to take a girl to it.
I think I'm beginning to see.
And doggone it, I want to go with him. But I can't because I'm a boy now.
Well, you've got quite a problem there, all right.
Wait till I tell you the rest of it. He doesn't know any girls around here, so he's asked me to get him a date. I wish I was twins.
No, I think one of you is plenty.
Hey, Daddy, maybe I could be twins. I'll get him a date with my twin sister. That's me. I'll call him right now.
Well, now, wait, Kathy. Sam, we better think this over first.
There's no time to think. Hello? Is Mike Rogers there? Oh, hello, Mike. Sam. Yes, I did. Got one all lined up for you, and boy, is she a keen date. My twin sister. I know you didn't, but I got one, and boy, is she pretty. You'll just love her.
Don't lay it on too heavy.
She's got kind of short hair, but on her it looks beautiful. Oh, she gets an engraved invitation? Well, bring it over right away. Yeah. So long, Mike.
Jim, that faucet in the kitchen is leaking again.
Yippee! Out of my way, Mommy. I got work to do. Yippee!
Oh, for heaven's sake, what's Sam up to now?
Margaret, you'll be happy to know that Sam is, at this moment, reconverting back to Kathy.
What?
She has just gone upstairs to dress up. In a dress.
How in the world did you accomplish that?
I didn't. It was done by the oldest known device, the greatest motivating force in the world. Love.
Just what are you talking about?
A little boy named Mike has come into her life, and he's taking her to a party. And furthermore, there's someone at the front door. And I'll go back and work on the faucet. Which one is it, the hot one again?
Yes. You'll find the washers in the bottom drawer.
Oh, it's love that makes the world go round. Yes, it's love that... Hello, Princess.
Hello, Father. Who is at the front door?
I don't know. Your mother answered it. Let's see now. Where are my wrenches?
Daddy.
Coming, Mother. Who is at the door?
Some little boy. And he brought this for you.
For me?
Yes, he said it was for Sam's sister. Cute little boy.
Why, it's an invitation to the spring frolic at the military academy.
Where?
From Cadet Rogers.
Is that the boy you were telling me about?
Yes, that's his name. Oh, isn't it wonderful? Mother, you've just got to let me wear your pumps, the ones with the real high heels.
Those won't be comfortable.
But, Mother, if I don't wear them, I'll look utterly puny alongside my date. He's so tall.
We will return to the Andersons in just a moment.
Oh boy, 2 sets of dates going on in the Anderson household, including Sam and Kathy, but that's a weird one. From May 8th, 1952, Father Knows Best on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The news from 70 years ago today follows these important messages.
Radio? Why should I advertise on radio? There's nothing to look at, no pictures.
Listen, you can do things on radio you couldn't possibly do on TV.
That'll be the day.
All right, watch this. Okay, people, and now when I give you the cue, I want the 700-foot mountain of whipped cream to roll into Lake Michigan, which has been drained and filled with hot chocolate. Then the Royal Canadian Air Force will fly overhead towing a 10-ton maraschino cherry, which will be dropped into the whipped cream to the cheering of 25,000 extras. All right, cue the mountain. Airport. Cue the maraschino cherry. Okay, 25,000 cheering extras. Now, you want to try that on television?
Well...
You see, radio is a very special medium because it stretches the imagination.
Doesn't television stretch the imagination?
Up to 27 inches, yes.
She was born in a humble shack amidst the lemon groves of Goleta, California.
Mommy, don't cry. You know what they say?
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
I was going to say life sucks, and then you die. But I like yours better.
And with that, Alexandra Johnson launched her lemonade stand.
Lemonade, nickel a glass.
Every day, even during the frigid California winters, a bone-chilling 72 degrees, you could find her.
You can have it sour, you can have it sweet. Little girl's lemonade will knock you off your feet.
The little girl with the sour brew wanted more, national distribution, franchises, and so she rolled out a well-budgeted advertising campaign.
Me and the rest of the dockwakers only drink little girl lemonade.
She was made president of the International Sour Drink Association and chosen to give the keynote speech at their convention.
You all set with words of wisdom, honey?
You know what they say, Mommy.
Always advertise so consumers think of your product first?
I was going to say never swallow a lemon seed or a watermelon on your tummy.
This fabricated but interesting story is to remind you that it's called advertising and it works.
Put your message on this national advertising platform by emailing classicradiotheater@gmail.com. classicradiotheater@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in to this Sunday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, and we're listening to an episode of Father Knows Best starring Robert Young from Thursday, May 8th, 1952. In the newspapers of that Thursday 70 years ago, these were some of the headlines. The government yesterday suspended all credit restrictions on automobiles, TV sets, furniture, and other consumer durable goods effective immediately. The action by the Federal Reserve Board leaves customers and retailers free to write their own tickets as to down payments and installment terms on items previously controlled by Regulation W, the regulation that was suspended. The decision does not affect Regulation X, under which the government sets down payments and mortgage terms on homes. The Reserve Board said its action was prompted by the general economic outlook and conditions in the merchandising field, but it threatened to slap the curbs back on again if conditions change. President Truman put the stamp of finality on the United Nations standing Korean truce negotiations yesterday with an assertion, and quoting now, "We will not buy an armistice by turning over human beings for slaughter or slavery." Now, the formal pronouncement by the president, the climax of a series of official American statements on the issue, all aimed at making clear to the communists and to the world in general, there will be no more concessions. Meanwhile, Korean truce talks verging on collapse after Red rejection of the Allies' final compromise offer continued at communist request today. The outlook dark. The Reds gave no reason in asking for another top-level session at Panmunjom, with the shroud of secrecy removed. Secret negotiations broke down yesterday over the key issue of prisoner exchange, the UN command declaring it would never force prisoners to return to Red soil against their will, said bluntly that further debate was pointless and called for an indefinite recess. Each side said it was up to the other to give in. Striking oil unions last night turned down the government's plea to send their 90,000 workers back to their jobs, and there was indication in Washington the dispute would be tossed into President Truman's lap, denouncing the Wage Stabilization Board for apparent inability to get the industry to participate in hearings. O.A. Knight, the president of the CIO Oil Workers International Union, said, "We have no alternative but to continue our strike." A Senate Elections Subcommittee voted yesterday to begin public hearings on Senator William Benton's charges that Senator Joseph R. McCarthy practiced fraud and deceit and should be expelled from the Senate. Chairman Guy M. Gillette, the Democrat of Iowa, said the first phase of the hearing will deal with a $10,000 fee the Wisconsin Republican accepted from the Lustron Corporation in 1948 for writing a housing article. Lustron, a Columbus, Ohio prefabricated housing firm now out of business, a heavy borrower from the Reconstruction Finance Corporation, McCarthy ahead of the Senate Banking Committee, which had jurisdiction over the government lending agency. And the decorum of the police court in Louisville, Kentucky disrupted when Judge David C. Cates announced no disturbances would be allowed. Immediately after the judge's warning, a defendant started talking to a companion in the front row and was fined $4 by Judge Cates. A court hanger-on dropped a half-pint bottle of whiskey, and repairmen started hammering on the floor above the courtroom. The judge had to adjourn court until bailiffs ordered the noise stopped. Well, after things settled down, Cates admonished the man who dropped the bottle. Those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of Thursday, May 8th, 1952, on your radio, Father Knows Best, which continues in just a moment on this Sunday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox here on your favorite radio station.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just two of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
On Monday's Classic Radio Theater, Murder at Midnight, Terror Out of Space. From 75 years ago, May 9th, 1947, a group of scientists established contact with the moon for the first time in history. They find electrical creatures who never die, who ride a radio wave down to Earth and start to kill the inhabitants of the planet. That's on Monday's Classic Radio Theater, but now the conclusion of Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young, 70 years ago today, May 8th, 1952.
good news in the Anderson household tonight. At least it seems like good news, what with Kathy changing back into a girl and preparing for her date with young cadet Mike Rogers, and with Betty madly dressing for what she thinks is a date with cadet Glenn Rogers. Right now, all efforts are being turned toward trying to make the former Sam Anderson look like a sweet little feminine type girl. Like this.
Oh, this hair of yours, Kathy. It's so short I can't get hold of it to curl it or tie a ribbon or anything.
We'll do something to it.
Better get her a wig.
Aw, turn blue.
Hold still, Kathy. I'll try again.
Gee, I've just got to look like my twin sister.
You look more like your twin brother.
Mother!
Whatever it is, Betty, I haven't time to help you now.
Where are my good stockings?
I don't know. Aren't they there?
Those aren't the ones I want.
There's an intelligent conversation.
I want the seamless ones.
Yes, those will be fine. Stand still, Kathy.
Nobody makes sense around here. Do parties affect everyone like this?
Dad, how much do I get for mowing the lawn today?
Here's one kid who's keeping his feet on the ground.
How much?
Seems to me your regular allowance ought to cover that.
I took an awful chance on getting blisters.
Yes, you did. But if you wear a heavy pair of trousers, no one will notice them. I'll tell you what, though. I might boost your allowance up to 1 simoleon this week if you'll clean this other shoe of Kathy's.
Mother!
Prince Charming will be along any minute. We don't want our Cinderella left holding the pumpkin. That's another old proverb.
Okay, give it here.
Mother!
Yes? Kathy, stand still.
Ow, you're pulling my hair.
That's the only way I can get hold of it.
Mother, have you found my stockings?
Where are they?
The seamless ones.
Maybe they've been put somewhere else.
I've looked there.
Has anyone got a pencil? I'd like to preserve that dialogue for posterity.
Kathy, for heaven's sake, stand still.
My knee itched.
Well, here's one shoe ready. Raise your foot, Sam. Kathy. I'll try to put it on. The right rear foot.
Ow, Mommy, you keep pulling my hair.
I'm sorry, but I can't help it. This is like trying to curl the nap on an old rug.
Hold your foot steady, Kathy. And push.
I'm pushing.
My gosh, are you sure these are your shoes?
Uh-huh.
Well, we'll never get your feet into these unless we fold your toes over.
Shall I stop cleaning the other one?
No, those are the only party slippers she's got.
All right, Kathy, let's try this again. Hold your foot steady.
I'll breathe in.
Yeah, that'll help a lot. Here we go. There. Don't breathe out too fast or you'll be barefooted again.
Mother!
Uh-oh, here we go again.
Mother!
Try looking in the linen closet.
What for?
What are you hunting for?
I've already found them.
This is sure interesting. I wonder what they're talking about.
What I want to know is, can I wear your pumps?
I think they're in my closet.
I've already got them on.
Oh. Well, there you are, Kathy. That's the best I can do. Come on upstairs and we'll see what we can find for a sash.
I'm coming. Do you think I look enough like me to be my twin?
Dad,
Yes?
are all girls dopey?
Well, no. Some of them have been known to have fairly lucid moments. What's that noise?
Oh, that's Betty coming downstairs in those stilts she's got on.
Well, I hope she makes it. You need any help, Betty?
Of course not. How do I look, Father?
Let me look at you. Don't move a muscle. Radiant. Absolutely radiant. What do you say, Bud? There. What higher praise can you get than that?
Oh, he doesn't know. Father, do I look tall?
Well, yes, I'd say your door, Bud.
Oh, no, I'll go. It's probably him.
Don't trip on your way there.
Hello, won't you come... Huh?
Good evening, Mrs. Anderson.
Mrs. Anderson.
Well, I'm Cadet Rogers.
Cadet Rogers? You?
Yes, ma'am, and I'm calling for Sam's sister.
Well, I'm Sam's sister, but...
You're Sam's sister?
I think there's been some mistake.
You're rather big for your age, aren't you?
Well, yes, I am. I mean, you wait here a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be right back. Father, Mother!
What's the matter, Princess?
Oh, this is so humiliating. This is just awful, but awful.
What's the matter? Aren't you tall enough?
Me tall enough? You should see him. He's about 2 feet high.
Well, in that case, you'd better let him wear the high heels.
This is not funny. It's humiliating. He isn't the Cadet Rogers I know. He's just a little kid.
Oh, well, that's probably Kathy.
I wonder if Kathy had anything to do with this. Kathy! Here I come. I'm all ready. How do I look? Am I pretty? Look, Worm, are you pulling a fastie on me? What? There's a little kid at the door posing as Cadet Rogers. Oh, is Mike here? Mike? Yeah, that's my date. Mike Rogers. Oh, no. But he asked for Sam's sister. Well, that's me. He thinks I'm a boy, so I had to get him a date with my twin sister. Oh. And I got all dressed up for this.
Well, somebody better go to the door. You can't leave the little fella standing out there all night.
Gee, Daddy, do I look all right? Will he like me?
Get to the door and find out.
Oh, why was I born?
What's all this moaning and groaning about?
It's a long and confusing story, Margaret, but sit down and I'll tell it to you. Hurry up, Kathy. Get going.
I'm scared.
No, you're not. Now hurry in there. You'd better tell him you're sorry you kept him waiting so long. That is, if he's still there.
Doggone, what'll I say? Hello, I'm sorry I kept you up so long, sir.
Why, Sam.
Huh?
Hey, what's the idea of the funny outfit?
Funny outfit?
Boy, you had me fooled for a minute there. Gosh, you even got your hair curled. Hey, who did that, Sam?
Look, this isn't funny. I'm not Sam. I'm a girl.
Boy, you darn near look like one in that outfit, Sam.
I'm not Sam. I'm my sister.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Sam. I'd rather take you to the dance than that sister of yours. She's awful big for me. Hey, maybe you better tell her I suddenly got the mumps or something and can't go.
She's not the one you've got a date with. I'm the one.
You?
Yes, sir. My name's Kathleen.
Hey, you know, maybe there's an idea. Hey, do you think we could get away with it?
Get away with what?
Oh, no. They never believed you were a girl, Sam. Hey, don't do that. Don't cry, Sam. Hey, gee whiz, maybe you are a girl.
What's the trouble, Angel?
Mommy.
Yes, Kathy?
Kathy? Hey, is that really his name? Her name? I'm all mixed up, Mrs. Anderson.
I'm afraid all of us are a little mixed up tonight.
He thinks I'm still Sam.
Well, you're not, and never were and never will be.
Well, I'll be doggone. You sure fooled me.
Hey, Mike, come on, let's get going.
Who's that?
Oh, that's my brother. He's waiting out in the car. He's going to drive us out there.
Come on, Mike.
Okay, just a minute.
What's going on here, anyway?
Oh, we're getting it all straightened out, I think.
What's the matter with you, kitten? You don't sound like you're on your way to a spring frolic.
Yeah, come on, Sam. Kathy, we better get going before my brother blows his top.
You don't want to take me.
Sure I do.
No, you don't. You think I look like a boy.
No, I don't, honest. It was just when I thought you were Sam that... Well, look different now. You look real... Well, like a real female girl.
Gee, do I, Mike?
Yes, sir. And boy, there's not many of them that can slide in a second like you either.
Oh, Mike, you're sweet. My gosh, haven't you kids gone yet?
They're both pretty far gone right now at the moment.
Here, Kathy. Let me wipe away those tears and you'll be all set. You don't want to go to the party with your eyes all red.
Hey, Mike, come on. Oh, excuse me.
Why, Glenn.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I was just waiting for my kid brother. How are you?
Your brother?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Glenn, this is my mother and father. Cadet Rogers. He goes to the academy, too.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Always glad to meet another Cadet Rogers.
There you are, Kathy. You look much better now.
Gee, Betty, you sure look pretty tonight. All dressed up.
Well, thank you.
Say, you weren't planning to take the kids to the dance tonight, were you?
Well, as a matter of fact, I had considered it, but as long as you're taking them.
Oh, no. I don't want to upset your plans. Maybe we could, sort of go together.
Well, I guess it could be arranged.
Swell. Come on, we better get going. We're late now.
Yeah, come on, Sam. Kathy.
Goodbye, Mommy and Daddy.
Goodbye, darling.
Have a good time, kitten. Oh, my. It was a rough fight, but we finally won.
But Kathy did look pretty, didn't she?
She certainly did. Well, here's her old blue jeans on the stairs. Now, I guess we can throw these away now, huh?
Oh, no, don't throw them away. I want to put those with our family treasures. With a note on them.
A note?
Yes. Goodbye, Sam.
Well, the turmoil and confusion to preparing a pair of daughters for a spring frolic has finally died down in the White Frame House on Maple Street. And a brace of weary parents settle themselves in the most comfortable chairs in the living room for a little quiet reading. Like this.
Feels good to sit down.
Mm-hmm. I hope the girls will have a good time tonight.
Just so Kathy remembers to dance with her partners instead of offering to wrestle in 2 out of 3 falls.
I think she's learned her lesson.
You know, I was just thinking, I believe girls are more trouble to raise than boys. Take Bud, for instance. He just goes along stolidly, never making much fuss about anything, perfectly satisfied with his lot in life.
Hey, Mom.
Yes, what is it, Bud?
Mom, can I have this old dress of Betty's?
Oh, no.
What in the world do you want to wear that for?
I don't want to wear it. I'm cleaning my motor scooter, and I need some old rags.
Oh, by all means, take it, son, take it.
Join us again next week when we'll be back with Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young as Jim Anderson. In our cast were Rhoda Williams as Betty, Jean Vanderpyle, Norma Jean Nilsson, Ted Donaldson, Tommy Bernard, Jeff Silver, and Bill Foreman. Don Stanley speaking. Father Knows Best, directed by Andrew C. Love, was transcribed in Hollywood and written by Paul West and Roswell Rogers.
From May 8th, 1950, 270 years ago, that is Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young here on Classic Radio Theater. A lot different show than the TV show. TV show was a lot more gentle, and this show was a lot more funny. We thank you for tuning in here to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. If you thank this radio station, please support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on a Sunday here on your favorite station. Don't forget, we produce 21 hours of Classic Radio Theater each and every week. You can find all of our shows on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon, or Facebook. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And our shows are also available through my webpage, classicradio.stream. There you can stream our shows, learn more about classic radio collecting, find our social media links, and contact me. classicradio.stream. classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.